What is going on, everyone? We're
Hey.
back with
Woo.
another live stream, of course. Expect it every week on Wednesdays. Talking some Book of Boba Fett. An amazing episode, in my opinion, but we'll get into our thoughts.
Yeah.
As typical, we're joined by Brent, Age of Grogu. How we doing
Hey
today, Brent?
guys, very good guys. Great to be here. It was a good
How could
episode
you
last
not be
night.
doing good after that episode? Oh,
I was hyped. Yeah, I mean,
I've
it's
seen a lot
like
of people mixed, but I think
Yeah.
really?
I think we're all pretty positive here. But continue.
Oh yeah. No, I was going to say it's like you're up until all hours of the morning. Fortunately, I'm on the West Coast, so it's like I'm at midnight, but I'm still up till 4 o'clock in the morning reading everybody's reactions and stuff like that. And then I finally get to bed, and it's like, oh man, I got to get up again.
There you go.
I had that moment. The woes of being a Star Wars YouTuber or whatever.
Mhm.
I went to sleep because we stayed up last night, watched the episode. So I went to sleep
Yeah.
around 2 or 3 a.m. somewhere in
Yeah.
that range,
Right.
and then I had to wake up and go guest on a stream at 9 about
Ooh.
Thrawn, and so
Oh, wow.
I had to go talk about the Thrawn Ascendancy books at 9 a.m. and I was like, "Why Boba Fett? Yes." And then it was funny. It was funny. I have the tracksuit on. Someone I don't know if I've seen Aaron here. That was the name of the commenter, but someone just kept commenting, "Where's the tracksuit? Put the tracksuit on." I know. I was like, someone watched the video last night, and now they're here in this stream on this other channel, and they want me to put it on, and I had to put it on for just a second.
I was up till like 5:30 because I was editing the reaction, which I don't mind, but our recording messed up when we were recording the episode, so I had to, and especially it was like an hour-long episode so I had to go back, sit through the recording. But I guess in the long run, it was a good opportunity to watch the episode again, so we can get a more insightful breakdown here.
This is the first time that I've only seen the episode once between our reaction and the stream. I've only had time to watch it once.
Really?
So
you've only seen it once.
I've only seen it once.
I watched it just before we came back on again, so I'm refreshed again. There's a lot of little things that I didn't catch the first time.
Well, okay, I should say I've only seen most of it once.
Okay.
It was so good last night that I just had to watch again from like the Boba and like him because we love that moment so much.
Oh no, you do, yeah.
For whatever reason, we love that moment. But then just the music, and he comes out and he's like, "You are fully healed," and it's just like, yes. And then you get the Crusade scene, and then I ended up just watching the whole end of that episode again, like right afterwards. So I have seen that a couple times, but not the beginning.
It sounds like we're all kind of in agreement here. Just think it was a great episode overall. Yeah. Before we really get into the breakdown, was there anything that you guys didn't love about the episode?
I mean, it's something we'll get into. Obviously, is the mods, the music style, the choice. There was an artist called Thundercat, I believe his name is. And he's the bass guitarist of his music. They used his music in it, so it's interesting. They obviously chose to use his music and pull him in as part of that design of how they were going to present these characters. But I think I'm starting to finally get used to them existing in the universe. It was like they were the perfect choice to change and fix up Fennec Shan, which was interesting.
Yeah, it's funny you say that because my only negative is the same thing last week. I was sort of thrown out of it for a second when Danny Trejo showed up, and I had to like read. I'd like, okay, it's Danny Trejo. He's playing a character because all I could see was Danny Trejo.
Yeah.
This week it was a retroactive thing of I didn't really mind, and then all these people commenting, "Oh wow, it was Thundercat," and then I looked it up, and then I heard his music. And I didn't know either. But seeing it, like thinking about it again, I was like, oh, that's just like a guy and his music, like in real life in Star Wars. And so I was like, okay, I'll take some getting used to that. But I don't know, celebrity cameos and really notable people always throw me out of it because Star Wars is it's always so different. Where you're seeing Han Solo, you're not seeing Harrison Ford, even though Harrison Ford is Indiana Jones and all these other things. You're seeing Luke Skywalker, not Mark Hamill. As Star Wars fans, we're able to somehow separate that in our minds. Like a lot of other things, you go, oh, Bruce Willis is in this movie. He's not a character. It's just Bruce Willis. In Star Wars, it's like it's different.
Same Arnold Schwarzenegger is the same one.
Yeah. And so when we see, for me anyway, when I see these like cameos, it takes me a second to go, okay, this is going to be a Star Wars character and not just this real life person.
Yeah, it's a bit like seeing John Williams is there in the bar, and
in the bar,
or wherever he was, selling the
But, I do know Thundercat. I'm pretty familiar with him, so it was like the Danny Trejo, like you said, it did kind of take me out for a second at least. and that's why I think Star Wars always kind of works better with the lesser known actors.
Yeah, makes sense.
But I get in this case, I don't know, it was a super small role. Like I forgot about it probably 2 minutes after it happened.
Sure.
So,
but it was a pivotal role. It definitely set the tone of Fennec Shan and the idea that she was fixed in this way. The other thing, I mean, I know we're jumping ahead with the scene, but the reality is, it also set the tone. There was this comment that they said, and it was just like, what was the comment there? Aren't you a little old to be here? And it's like, okay, this is like a newer Star Wars Galaxy kind of persona of who the people are, the younger kids are on the blocks, in the Star Wars Galaxy now. And it was kind of interesting to see that and take in. Was when you think about Lobot, who had all the headpieces, he was in middle age at that point when he had those changes, and it's the same sort of tech.
And even then, that was more mechanical and like he was serving a purpose. And I made this comment last week, is I think this culturally is a response to the Empire is not, the dominant government anymore.
Yeah.
And this new generation is growing up without a lot of control, especially now. And so it would make sense to me that this thing that was previously like regulated heavily by the Empire, it's no longer heavily regulated, would sort of explode as like the subculture in the youth.
See,
the youths.
In the case of both Luke and Vader, Luke had his hand changed in the exact same manner, and Vader, of course, the same thing. These are personal choices. These are choices that this isn't someone who lost a limb or lost an eye. Technically, this is a choice that someone went out and decided, I'm going to modify my eye for these enhancements. And that's, again, I go back to the role-playing books here from what I remember reading, but it is about, you make a personal choice. You pay X amount of dollars to have these modifications made to be a better, target or a better shot or whatever it may be.
Right. Well, they make it clear that they want to show, they're not trying to hide them. They're not trying to
exactly.
They want to show it. I mean, he says when he fixes up Fennec Shan, he's like, no, I'm not going to cover that machinery or something like that.
So just catch up on the chat for a second. I've highlighted Millie's comment because, one of the modders was Ming-Na Wen's son.
Yes,
which is funny.
Yeah.
Liam, to me, Thundercats are Iona and Tigra. I had that same thought. People kept saying, "Oh, it was Thundercat," and I was like, "What?
Wait, Lion-O, Tigra? I mean, which one?"
I was like, who? I was like, "What?" That kind of Star Wars guy. That's just part of StreamYard. The countdown. We did not make that. That's just an automated thing. Go Nation idea. Do a viewer Q&A segment. You can always ask questions, but I think because we only have 3 of us, maybe for the back half of the stream, we can bring viewers on just like we did on the first time because now there's less of us, so we can probably make that happen. So I think might as well just jump right into it. And we didn't really go too far off because to my recollection, that is the beginning of the episode. So Boba's looking at the palace, seeing that the guards are there, which a lot more people, man. He really needs some guards in the palace. I guess
we also kind of right off the bat establish his relationship with the Bantha, and then that kind of translates up to his his love for the Rancor or whatever.
That guy he likes animals. But new Boba Fett likes animals. Post Sarlacc Boba, he's an animal whisperer. But then we get this moment because he says, "Okay, not today, girl." We get this moment that I thought we were this close to seeing Toro Calican, and because he sees the flares go up from Chapter 5, the Gunslinger, and I was like, "Oh man, is he gonna be like looking at his Toro blaster in the stomach?" But
you're probably the biggest Toro.
Well, story-wise, there's no need to already step on what we already know happened, which is fair enough. Makes sense.
Which is fair enough. Okay, yes,
but it would have been cool.
And then we get to Fennec, and so I take it this was the first time Boba and Fennec met in person. I believe so. Because he says, I think your master assassin Fennec Shan, like he knows of her. I don't think he ever met her.
Yes.
I feel like they still leave it a little.
It's a little bit vague.
Maybe they weren't friends because she knows who he is, and obviously, he's Boba Fett. Everyone knows who Boba Fett is.
Master assassin Fennec Shan.
There you go. You got.
They know of each other, and I still think it's possible in Bad Batch season 2, if Boba does show up,
Boba Fett,
they could at least run into each other. I don't think they're gonna be like friendly, which was my original theory, was that they had a sort of friendly relationship before, and that's why he saved her.
They're work acquaintances. They've known
exactly.
They know
just
who
like
the
he had
other
worked
is.
with Blacker Satan sort of before.
Exactly.
He has seen him before, but I don't know if they've. I don't know. I don't think him and Fennec really knew each other too well.
It's still weird to me that Fennec knows his sister.
Yeah.
It is
officially
still
know,
yeah, that is funny.
Officially know though at the time that
no,
yeah,
you're right.
No. She had no
But
idea.
but the fact that they've interacted,
yeah,
is
no,
fine.
totally.
That's the thing.
Exactly.
I mean, I don't think it's gonna happen this season, and maybe if there is a Boba Fett season 2, Book of Boba season 2, we could see Omega because she's already got that. She knows who Fennec is. Fennec knows who she is. So
I'm fine not seeing her right now, or
no,
unless story brings
definitely.
it up.
I think we're gonna have plenty of cameos in the episodes to come.
Judging
by the end of this episode.
Totally.
Oh man,
that was the one thing I was going to bring up. We do see that, as we said, the flashback and Boba walking towards. We don't hear the spurs this time around. So
we do. I think we do.
Really, but from where? He doesn't wear spurs. He doesn't. He doesn't have his spurs.
I think it's just this noise because doesn't
really.
I rewatched all of the episodes the day before the fourth one came out, all back to back, and he keeps his shoes. He still has his Return of the Jedi shoes on.
Right. But I have actually physically looked at the shoes, thinking about that in the last weeks. Are his spurs on the shoes? Because
I don't even know if he actually has spurs. I think they always just added that sound in. But I'm pretty sure they reused the same shot from the end of chapter 5 and inserted it in to make it like I think they used it. I think they like just interjected it because I remember hearing the spurs during our reaction.
Right.
I remember saying that we heard it, but I don't remember actually hearing it.
Yeah, I didn't hear it, and not on last night's episode. At
well,
least.
you know what?
Yeah.
I'm pulling up.
I think it's
I could be wrong.
I don't know. A fun way to get people to theorize.
Oh yeah, no, totally, yeah. And at that point, also, they didn't know they were going to be, or they may have already known where they were going to be in Book of Boba Fett by that point. But
I do call BS on Ming-Na Wen, or maybe she didn't know, but I'm saying that they didn't have plans to continue Fennec after she died, and it was kind of up in the air. It's like, no, you don't really add that scene without bringing her back.
Well, maybe like when they were first writing it. I think it's
when they're first writing it, maybe, but who knows?
All right. Well, Anna Leo says he heard them, so
they're in there.
All right.
I'm on Disney Plus. Hold on, I'm on Disney Plus right now. That's what I've been doing.
Okay, all right.
They reused the same shot.
Really? Okay.
Cool. Yeah. And the same sound.
Yeah.
Okay. So all right. Okay.
So they just
so instead of squeaky shoes, he's got shoes that make
yeah. They got
stuck on some coins.
There you go. Exactly. Yes. We knew who it was when they were leading up to it way back in season 1 of Mando. So
right
for sure.
But something. So as we get into this, because he obviously takes Fennec, he saves her, takes her to the mods.
Yeah.
Something about the mods that hits a little bit differently in the episode, I think, has a lot to do with the direction from, and I'm trying to look it up now. Not Jon Favreau, Kevin Tan. It's kind of a hard name.
Yeah, a new director though. We haven't had this director before.
I believe Kevin directed some of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., so he has experience.
All right, okay. But not in the Star Wars universe.
Not in the Star Wars universe, but much like Steph Green, I think he handles, because we only have Steph Green and him to compare to what Robert did. And he used a lot of the same things. Whatever. Yeah. But what Robert did sometimes was kind of a dud, whereas when the other directors do it, it makes it a little bit better. Like, for example, the way that the modding scene was shot here, like the way the whole like sequence was when he's working on her stomach and like the arm switching, just like the way
and the editing,
it felt better.
I agree.
The content did not change, but the way it was made, whoever who was behind the camera did change, and I think maybe that has something to do with Robert, but
he's well, that's the thing. His episodes, in my opinion, have been slightly the weaker episodes, and I don't say that with any disrespect. I just say that he's got a very different style than other people, which is that's why it's fun to see different directors. And people kind of ask, in a series like a show that's a long-term running series, what's the reason of having different directors? Well, it does. You can tell these differences in the way something's shot and the way it's performed as to how that story flows, and it makes it more interesting or less interesting to watch. And it's always fun to get that opinion. And
I still am not fully on board with these cybernetic punks, these cyberpunks, if you will.
They're warming up to me. They are warming up to me.
This scene definitely did better than the episode before.
Yes, I agree there.
And it also gives some more context as to why he even cared to give them a chance
Yeah.
in the future is because he had interacted with them in the past and he knew
Yes.
that they had something to offer.
Exactly. Yes. Yeah. Agreed. Yeah.
A lot of this
I got that.
Yeah, this episode was like context the episode. Like the amount of just motivation it gave and story explanation it gave to then retroactively make the prior episodes make just that much more sense, that much more enjoyable.
I'm going to throw something else in here about the mods. Are we going to see them turn up in Bad Batch Season 2? Because think about it, if Echo's going to get any upgrades that we've seen in the Hot Toys figure, this might be the way that the upgrades might end up by coming to play.
I don't know.
And they might.
It seems like it's a new concept for Tatooine,
but it is on Tatooine, but it's not for it's obviously under dark, not exactly. It's frowned upon to get these kind of things made, so you wouldn't find them in a regular hospital.
I think
get these upgrades. This is all dark alley.
I see what you're saying.
To be fair, Boba knew to go there, and he knew who they were. So either he found out about them on his
5 years of
he was keeping tabs. He was making deals with the Pike. But I think in the context of Bad Batch, and I don't want to go too far down a Bad Batch rabbit hole. I think that you already have a character in Tech that can just make that stuff as he's already done.
Yeah, makes sense too. Yeah,
I think Tech can probably just do that. Anyway, so more context. A lot of this is just rich conversation between Fennec and Boba. And so, she wakes up. She's like, "Oh my God, what have you done to me?" He's like, "Okay, I saved you, but you're a master assassin. I am Boba Fett." And I love.
He has to announce himself every single time. I am Boba Fett.
I am Boba Fett. I love that. I love that she's like, "You're dead."
Yeah. She's like, "Boba died. Come on."
Yeah.
I am surprised she's not like. I guess he's so messed up, but I'm surprised she's not like, "You're a clone, dude. Like I've seen you before." Sort of like Bo-Katan.
I think she's probably used to it because Fennec has been running with she even ran in with the Bad Batch. Like she knew clones. Like she was.
Yeah, but I still think it might be weird to see a clone, especially in the time.
Yeah.
But if it's Boba, I think. Oh, I see what you're saying. Like before.
Yeah.
Boba, yeah.
I mean, it's just I'm not even gonna say that's a nitpick. Just a different route they could have gone, I suppose.
I mean, they're clearly not afraid of recognizing it in live action, like Bo-Katan.
No. Right.
I think it's just a different character.
Right. But, well, also Boba's all scarred up, and
he's all messed up.
He's a little chubby, so
little chub.
Yeah. Well, that's the other thing as well, and this came up twice in the episode. Once during that conversation with Fennec, and that is Boba Fett specifically says that Bib Fortuna double crossed,
and we all like reacted in the episode. We're like, "It was Brett, right? Was Brett right?" And I don't know if we're ever gonna get an answer.
That feels like it could be definitely a answer for a comic or a novel or something else.
Also, we
may not see that in the series.
I guess we'll get to this in the breakdown, but when did he find out that Bib was running the palace, or am I just supposed to assume that he had figured that out off screen?
Again, I figured that out off screen, and obviously,
I guess I'm underestimating how much time has passed.
The other thing is that you consider the fact that you don't think he might not have already tried to have gone back for his ship,
right?
Like 5 years earlier, and found out that you've been shut off from this, and maybe that's part of whatever is going on with the whole double cross thing. We don't know about that story yet. We may not know that story in a series. We might, as I said, find out about it in a comic or a novel. But they always like to leave these little things open so it's up for conversation by people, because it definitely is. I just want to see what went down.
Right.
Maybe he did sabotage the jetpack, man. Maybe he did.
My original theory.
Yeah,
that's the only thing.
That original theory. Oh, yes.
I mean, if Boba really, I don't know. He clearly has some hatred toward Bib, and I mean they never really liked each other, but to kill him, like, that would maybe set him off.
All
right.
Yeah.
I think it's time to rip the Band-Aid off. I think we have to talk about, and I personally think this conversation should go pretty easily with the three of us.
Oh yeah.
But he says, "You gotta help me go take back my fire spray gunship." And a lot of people are like, the Slave One, they've retconned the name.
Yep.
And I would just definitively say no. I think it's just they're going to avoid saying it.
Yep.
But in the context of what he's going to say, "Oh, come help me save Slave One," and she goes, "What?"
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
What is a slave one? I understand.
Yeah.
I completely get the concept of calling by its class ship.
Although I do think the way they phrased it, I think they are trying to ease people into getting used to it being referred to as a fire spray gunship.
Yeah.
Just because I don't know, it seems
I don't know.
I think
I think they'll say fire spray gunship this one time.
Yeah.
And then
I will never hear it again.
And then never hear it again. Because
do you think it's
like in Clone
gonna
Wars,
be marketed as Slave One still?
No, but in Clone Wars, it's called Slave One. In the making of books, it's called Slave One. In
Boba Fett ship.
In comics, in comics as recently as a year ago, in canon, it's called Slave One. Like so, in canon, it's like it's still what it is. Like it doesn't matter what. Like I don't know. I just think they'll avoid saying it. It's Schrodinger's fire spray. It can always be whatever you want it to be. It is still a badass ship.
Yeah.
Still at least at one point.
This is the most beauty shots. This is the most beauty shots we have ever seen of Slave One. And I'm talking about every shot was a beauty shot. You know, flying from behind up to the bikers, the over the pit, everything. Every shot was so gorgeous on that. And it's interesting for an overhead street lamp, which is what it was designed after. It photographs so well as a shape and a pattern and from any angle, and it's just it's so good. Anyway.
So Goat Nation is asking what's wrong with Slave One, and I think what happened in the outrage of the fandom happened because they changed the toy name first in anticipation for this show.
Yeah,
Boba because 12-year-olds shouldn't be getting ships called Slave One.
Not even that, because that they put that on marketing forever. What I think is what it is Boba Fett. There is something to be said about them wanting to change it, but it's because Boba Fett is not the same guy anymore, and they can't have this hero they're marketing be, associated with like that. He that back then he was a bad dude. Like Boba Fett still in canon was a really bad guy and did some bad things, and that's why he flew the Slave One. Yeah. If we're watching the Book of Boba Fett and kids are watching this going, I want to be, like Boba Fett. He's the changed man now. So now it's like in the past it was still, but now it's different. And so I think what happened is that they wanted to get ahead of him being a better guy now.
Yeah.
But retroactively, or not even retroactively, but it seemed to us in the past that, they're changing it for no reason or whatever. What it actually was is that they knew that Boba Fett was going to be having this huge character shift, and they can't market it as a hero ship.
Of course.
And I think that's
we understand the marketing, we understand the logistics of this day and age, and honestly it doesn't truly bother me. I'm still going to call it what I call it because it's 40 years of
is the Slave One.
And I mean the reality is there's all these people out there baby crying about it. It's like, let it go. Just let it go.
The only reason I think it was very intentional that he said fire spray and for the audience to get used to it is just because I feel like it would have only even flowed better if he was like, we need to get my ship or we need to get my gunship. But no, he states the make and the model and the year
and you're
that's it. 2005 Toyota Hyundai.
And that also goes to question as well. Fennec Shan kind of semi knew her way a little bit around that ship too, and point we can talk about that later. But
true.
It just seemed like I wonder if we'll see her in something in Bad Batch going back to that point. Who knows? It'd be fun.
But just to close that off and also bring up Wrenches here, Liam, as he is being called now. I don't think it's necessarily canceled. I think narratively,
Boba's just a different guy now.
Changed.
Yeah, exactly. He's a exactly.
I think that part of the story is something that's just been ignored in a lot of the discourse around this. It's not like them changing the name is not devoid of the fact that they also are changing the character because the character is on a different journey now.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, so they go and bust into the palace where we get a lot of cool stuff, a lot of interesting sound design. Like, so in my reaction, for example, this is a small aside, when they're cutting open like the sewer grate, it's the sound of Dooku's head getting chopped off.
Yeah, so interesting.
I thought I was like, is that Vader's helmet coming off?
No, I
didn't. It's Dooku's head getting chopped off.
Oh wow, okay. Can we even take a step back even further? Her little
it's like Darth
speaker
Maul's
device.
Thing.
Just like how small it is just like, I like that design. We've never seen that before.
Also, is it this scene or a scene after when they kind of address the fans, some discourse where they're like, Boba's a changed man. Why is he changed? And then they literally, like quite literally, Fennec's like, you went soft. That might be a scene after, actually.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
I don't know. I
Nation
really enjoyed that.
saying 8.5, but then donating $2 to say 8.7. Thank you for the point.
Oh, wow.
The
Put it
point
up.
2 is
The $2
and the donation.
0.7.
Yeah, the
Thank you,
point 2 is the.
Yep, that's fair enough.
Thanks, Goat Nation. We appreciate it. Yeah, I this scene was. I can see maybe it dragged on a little bit too long. Maybe I think there was definitely some of it that could have been cut, but I still immensely enjoyed.
Oh no! Every moment,
the droid going through, and they go in, and there's the chef droid, General Grievous chef droid, and
which we saw before. That was one of the chef in episode 2, I believe. There was a droid like that.
On the diner, Dex's diner.
Yes.
Oh wow!
Yes, there is one.
Yes, yeah. So it's
You're
not like it's
absolutely right.
blindly designed.
That just came to me. It's only in the wide shot when Obi-Wan's walking in, and it's behind the bar.
Yep,
oh,
Dexter's
100%, man.
Yep.
Wow, there's a lot of
I love that.
There's a lot of references like that. This is skipping ahead, but like Fennec says that the Major Domo is squealing like a Yuzum.
Yes, which
and a Yuzum is the species from the special edition of Joe Yowza, the guy who goes
yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's like what a great little like.
I didn't catch it the first time. I caught it the second time. I was like, oh yeah, I know that.
I want to shout out again, Goat. $2 more to get it up. 2 more, and he's at a 9.10. I think I'm around there too.
Keeps going up.
There you go.
This scene was very goofy. And I liked it. It was a good kind of goofy. I mean, you got the rat catcher of all characters.
Dude, a Leptroid.
Yeah. You consider it just for a second, though. They're still marketed at children. You have to market this. What this series is marketed at. So it felt very childlike. And it wasn't until the second time I watched it today, I was like, okay, I actually enjoyed this as much as I enjoy what Jar Jar was for episode 1. When I got used to it, I enjoyed the element of the silly humor.
Denny,
and was like, it was fun. It was definitely fun.
No, I enjoyed it, and it's so Star Wars for a droid.
When he grabs his neck, I am Boba Fett, and throws it in the trash,
shuts itself off,
and he just kills itself. It's like
it turns itself off when he is getting Boba Fett. It's like,
well, I just love how a droid called a rat catcher, like he doesn't have any droid things to catch. He has a net. There's a little net.
That's it.
Yeah, it's great.
Which those droids, and what I love is that those droids throughout Clone Wars have always been that way. So like even in that droid, I think goes back to the Clone Wars movies. The first time it showed up, and they use their little like bunny ear things to put like sometimes they put holograms in there, or in the Clone Wars movie. So it's when Obi-Wan. Why do I know this stuff? So General Worm Losum is the Separatist general at the Battle of Christophsis, and Obi-Wan like fake surrenders. And
that's when he does the war crime.
And he's like, and Worm Losum was like, bring us something liquid, and he gets a little tea, and then the little droid walks up, the little left droid walks up with some tea. Like they're just like little bunnies. They don't have any like special tea.
It's the same droid that the one with the blue shadow virus.
Yeah,
that was the same type of droid, and that droid was freaking tricky. Like that droid was running around like avoiding everybody. It's like, okay, these things are pretty, they're already
blue shadow virus, you say?
Yes.
Shout out to Dan Gravis for editing that one.
Dr. Nuvo Vindi, creator of the blue shadow virus. Anyway, but I thought seeing that droid was just
right. Yeah, no, it was,
And then Fennec cuts its head off. Oh, not the
chef.
Yeah.
Can we talk about EV-99?
Yeah, EV-99.
Okay, so same time period as Mandalorian, right? From season 1. This would be about the same time that Mando was on Tatooine, because we know that, in that area.
I had that same thought. I think it's got to be a different one, right?
It's got to be a different one, or EV-99 is moonlighting between Tatooine Cantina and Jabba's palace. Yeah, the day jobbers at Tatooine, and the night jobbers back in Jabba's palace.
I think the difference.
I think it's different droids. Yeah,
I think the difference is in the. So Mark Hamill voiced EV-99 in Mandalorian Chapter 5, and then in this one, the subtitles say sous chef droid. So I think it's probably a different droid. But the fact that it had the similar Return of the Jedi voice, it was just
totally. Oh no, totally. Yeah, there's multiple.
The rat catcher. I was like, So I think just thinking about it, that scene, it's really cool.
It was fun. It was definitely fun.
Yeah,
it's fun,
and it was fun because we also even last week I remember bringing up the conversation is like we've got this dinner table full of food that keeps coming out. It's like you've got this whole idea of going back to the gluttony thing with Bib Fortuna, how he got so fat. Well, obviously, you've got these chefs there that were used to dealing with the huts and cooking massive meals for the huts. They never left. They're still there. And that's kind of a cool thing. And it's like, you look at those little nods and it's like, yeah, they keep on bringing up more and more food last week. It's like, we literally said, who is cooking all this? Is it the droids? And of course, it's the droids the following week. It's like, we get to see that. We also get to see some great angles all the way through Jabba's palace. We get to see
I think we said it reminded us of the Battlefront.
I think it is like the Battlefront.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's just very cool because they already are using that under where the slave one is parked. That already is from the Battlefront map, and so
okay, all right.
Those hallways and stuff are very familiar, and it's just really cool.
Yeah.
So they bust in and kick ass and take names, and this action sequence
really do.
It's great.
The moment that's sticking in my head is when Fennec, the way the camera is, and she flips that guy over, slams him
straight down,
slides in and then shoots the counterweight.
So
cool.
When she's sitting there and the doors is closed on her face, and the look on her face is just like the perfect Fennec Shand look. Yeah.
Yes.
That's the one.
Man. Don't underestimate Fennec Shand. I mean, I think in this episode and in the last episode of The Mandalorian, she dodges blaster fire, which is probably impossible. So that's pretty sweet.
Hey, she's cybernetically enhanced.
That's true.
In the stomach, yes.
Hey, we don't know what's flowing through those tubes. Maybe
that's the point.
Maybe it's like adrenaline or something, and she
she never misses. That's all I know.
Yeah. And usually sometimes in these shows. This is in Star Wars in general, not just a Disney Star Wars, but blaster shots will hit in the shoulder or the chest. It'll be ambiguous if the person actually died.
Yeah.
She shot someone right in the head. I'm like, that person's dead. There's no way.
That
guy is done. And speaking of which, and I'm just trying to pick up the pace a little bit because I want to bring in
move on
before we end. But speaking of people just getting killed, they take that ship, man. And he just mows down the Kintan Striders. And it is
every reaction I've seen. Same thing. Brilliant.
It is one of the most,
he was mad.
I think it is one of the most hardcore things in all of Star Wars.
The look on his face. The look was
blasted. And the noise.
Absolutely.
Oh my God.
Just seeing them and you know what's going to happen, but the way it's a dot and then it comes in.
Yeah, before you even see the dot, I was laughing my head off going, oh my God, this is.
I actually thought it might have been Mando on the speeder going to college. Or I don't know. I don't know what it could have been. It just
I think it was after that point, but
either
way, it was still a great thing. Great scene. So
for sure.
Yeah. I mean, from there we obviously go straight into the Sarlacc pit.
And the second you can watch the reaction, the second it's on screen, I go, he's dropping a seismic charge in the Sarlacc.
Totally.
I'm like, that thing is getting blown up.
I mean, first time we got a bad case of indigestion, obviously, when he escaped the first time. We all thought it was dead, obviously. The moment they were doing this camera shot straight down the mouth, I was like, oh, that thing didn't die. It just had a moment of being knocked out.
And something interesting, a lot of special edition references in this episode is that you see the maw without the beak. And obviously the beak was an addition in 97. That was added in.
Yep.
And so to see it both ways, that it has that capability to be up and down is sort of an interesting both are canon,
totally.
It's just an interesting little thing of it's an homage both to the original, but also what George Lucas added in post.
Totally.
But
we also got the confirmation that Boba Fett's armor is pure Beskar, which I know in Legends and other canon material, even it's been different materials. So it is cool to they're really honing in on
Boba
that.
and Jango's Mandalorian status has always been and it will always be nebulous. Because I mean, even up until just Mando season 2, when he was he was a foundling, and they sort of recanonized the jest and the real thing. But before that, I mean, all we had to go on was he has the armor, and then the Prime Minister of Mandalore, who was a known corrupt liar, goes, not a Mandalorian, and we go, we go, well, what does that mean? What do we do with
that's it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
and then George would be like, they're not they're not Mandalorians. And then Dave would be like, well, it's like
leave it just enough from a certain point of view that it could be a different point of view all the way down the track.
If you really squint, they're even with the armor, in Clone Wars, they blow up Jango's original helmet. and so that means Boba's helmet is a different one.
Yes.
And thus, like, maybe he got a new set of Beskar, and it's like not the same. And it's just like,
but then later on, it goes on to the whole fact that like his armor is the same. It doesn't mean the helmet has.
The helmet is the same.
The helmet could have been, and definitely would have been. Anyway,
there's a lot of squinting and like,
absolutely.
How do you?
Yeah.
So that's always the point. But yes, so it is Beskar in at this point in time, and I like the idea that he was just so messed up crawling out of it that he has no memory of surviving.
Yeah, he thought it was right in there.
That he was just operating on pure like instinct,
adrenaline.
Adrenaline. Yeah, really, really cool.
Yeah,
but yeah, as
and the fact he was able to get out and not even remember it—that's pretty impressive.
I think it's pretty
people
impressive.
that want to call him Beta Fett. I don't know.
Those Jawas, man, they hit hard to the head.
I don't think anyone has probably ever gotten out of a Sarlacc pit. So.
Yeah,
I did like though. Just like Brent said. It does. Fennec is the one who hits the. She unclips, and I love the gravity of it. And she falls onto the windscreen and then hits the seismic charge and like rolls out.
It was so beautiful.
That was a risky play, man.
It does when you think about it. When you look at it on paper, invoke some of those legends aspects of Boba Fett fell back into the same Sarlacc. Like this is he flew back to the Sarlacc and then dropped a bomb into its mouth.
That's it. Yeah, I mean, this time he took out the Sarlacc. But you remember also going back to the whole thing. I mean, I knew this couldn't be being true, but they were talking about with Mandalorian beginning of season 2. These things take out. They mentioned something about taking out Sarlaccs, and everybody thought
Crate Dragon.
Crate Dragon took out.
I didn't get that.
I didn't understand the connection. It was like, really?
I
mean, no.
I thought it was just a cool little
totally different location. Anyway, Anyway,
my theory was always that the sail barge explosion blew it open. That was always my because there's a huge explosion like literally right over the thing.
Just speaking of the sail barge, it was kind of cool because obviously when he first got out, the sail barge had just been destroyed. This time we see it like the sand had buried a lot more and everything like that.
And he says in the scene years. He says it's been years.
Oh yeah. Well, that's the other thing. See, I mean, that's what I always felt. I felt the first 3 episodes definitely of the flashbacks. Well, the first 2 at least felt like there were at least 3 years between the beginning when he met the.
Brent has just been nailing it with all the flashbacks.
See, I was all over the place.
He's been right.
It seemed like that was the right direction.
The timeline has been difficult for me for some reason. Like I wasn't able to grasp that it's been that long. And I mean, he even says it, but I'm like, wow, it's only been like a couple months now. Like,
I rewatched them all, like I said, and when you rewatch them between the episodes, you can tell that there's some time. I think the best. I think the best. Point that you have is in the 3rd episode when they're putting up those stormtrooper helmets on spikes. I think that's a year. I think that's at least a year or a year a little bit because that's that's post Jakku. And then when you see him wandering and like moving and all this travel time, then you can just with your imagination he's surviving out in the desert.
He's sitting there. He takes a look at we're not going there. Go today. Go to take out the the Jabba's guards and the stuff because it's too many people. He's been doing that for a year. Until he finds somebody and Fennec is the right person and suddenly let's use her. A year later, boom, be ready. Yeah. So
exactly.
But yes, the Sarlacc blown to bits.
Yeah, blown to bits. Yeah. Wow. Then we come out of there, don't we? We come out of the
not yet. Not yet. They do have that final conversation where he says, I'm gonna start a family. And they have this great back and forth about how he's a changed man. This is when she says, the Tuscans made you weak. And he said, no, they made me strong.
Yeah.
Right.
And I'm like,
we need a try. He's like,
we need family.
We're gonna pledge loyalty to each other, and then we're gonna go take over the underworld.
I love his reasoning too, which is like, listen, I've been a bounty hunter for so long, and I nearly died just working for like an idiot. So basically, I'm just gonna do it. I'm gonna be the crime lord. I'm tired of I can make more money doing not dying.
Yeah.
So it's good stuff, and I think it answers. I mean, a lot of people were under the assumption that Disney didn't know what they were doing with Boba Fett's character and stuff, just because I guess to some people it did seem like this is really uncharacteristic for Boba. But I think after that conversation,
I didn't have any doubt that it was going to be explained and the journey was going to be
right,
for sure, absolutely.
Yeah. So, and then this is where maybe there will be a little bit of disagreement between us. I think that them flashing the Boba scene, the Boba. and then killing the Fortuna. He wakes up. They say, "I'm fully healed." That has got to be the definitive end of flashbacks in the show, right?
I didn't think so originally until that scene. Then at that moment, I was like, okay, we don't need to see him
because we see that in Mandalorian.
Yes, we don't need to know that he went to try to find Cobb Vanth. He never found that. He found the armor. He went off with Din. He did. We've seen that already.
We've seen it. We literally saw those
exactly.
episodes.
Yeah.
I could see maybe
I was fine with that
like
too.
if Boba hits another low point of the season. I don't mean the show's quality, but literally the character. If he has to go back into the back to tank and we get one more dream sequence that's super intense and super, I don't know, just kind of covers over everything and maybe
Cad Bane.
Maybe. But yeah, I mean, imagine he gets messed by Cad Bane and then he goes and he goes to the back tank, has a dream about when Cad Bane
that would be cool.
standoff.
Again, we'll find out.
That's
in a few weeks'
a fantasy. That's not going to happen. I don't know. I do think.
Oh, maybe. Come on, it might happen.
Maybe.
If it's Dave Filoni's written episode,
I think that Cad Bane will be in the show. I don't know about the flashback though. That's. I think that's an extra step.
It needs to happen.
I hope we see that animated at some point in time. That story in some form. Sure. But anyway, so this is, and I let you speed it up a little bit for these last 15 minutes. Get people in. He wakes up, and Boba has definitely had a shift. He's different. This is like full. He's fully healed. They say that. So he's, at the meeting later, he's full mafioso. He is intimidating and threatening, and you can tell in his cadence he is more confident. But yeah, so we get this scene. He goes to get muscle, and he goes back to Garsa's sanctuary, and Black Chrysanthemum is there, and this amazing scene.
That Wookiee was a pissed Wookiee.
Where he was just pissed. And one of the things that's unfortunate is I've seen a lot of criticism, or not criticism, but from people who aren't as deep into Star Wars. They go, "Why was he so mad?" And they
he
go,
was captured by Boba Fett. It was
no.
obvious.
I mean,
totally.
In terms of the Trandoshans, because a lot of casual fans cannot understand like the deep-seated hatred between these two species, and the fact that he was enslaved by them, not just him, but his entire all Wookiees have this hatred of Trandoshans and hate Wookiees, and that element of that's why seeing them happy made him extra mad. And people going Black Chrysanthemum's just like an angry drunk. That's kind of boring.
No,
I was like, no,
it was a race thing. It was a specific race thing.
Like that is a deep-seated Star Wars thing that not everyone's gonna get.
Perhaps they could have added, the Trandoshans were messing with him, but I like it more that they were minding their own business.
Oh no, totally. It was better.
Black Chrysanthemum was like, you know what, you're done.
He snapped off the handle and just.
That does kind of, it's hard to please us Star Wars fans because there are so many different ranges of knowledge of the.
It pleased me.
It pleased me. Every moment of that scene. It pleased me.
I was getting a little worried. And I don't think anyone else thought this, but I actually thought he was going to drop that.
Yes. And when he didn't, I loved it even more.
Me too. Because I mean, I don't know much about the character, but I know, she offers him money basically, and I was like, okay, that's a good deal. He's probably going to drop the Trandoshan. And then he rips the arms off, and I'm like, okay, all right. They didn't pull the punch. They did it.
The hatred between Trandoshans and Wookiees, I think, supersedes literally. Anything, any sort of logic or reason for either of those two species. They just hate each other that much.
Oh yeah.
And the Trandoshan hits him on the head with a glass, and the way it
turns around.
That was a big mistake.
I mean,
so good.
So technically, I was reading that the Trandoshan probably lived, right? Because he can grow his arm back.
He just grows arm back.
Yeah. I read that afterwards.
He'll have a little baby arm for a while. Like in the comics right now, Bosk has his legs blown off, and so Bosk is like running around on his hands and like kill it. There was a great moment I wrote in one of my reviews. Seeing a legless Bosk like decapitate someone is one of the greatest things you can see. Like Bosk without legs, just like murdering people because there's this a scene in a bar and he's like, I'm staying out of it. I don't even have legs, and everyone else is fighting, and then like someone like hits him, and he just loses it. He just like throws himself with his like tiny legs, and it's like, oh, that's great.
Funny. That's funny.
Great.
But
yeah, Trandoshan.
So not only was that scene awesome, what comes of it I think was even better.
Well, don't skip because we already skipped over Jennifer Beals, but don't skip.
Gotcha.
Hit it, Max.
Yes. Official comment.
Official conversation. And the way she says it, and the way the music comes out, I'm like, Max is killing it. And just the additional knowledge of him being this insane like food crazed, crazy beast,
Right.
and then he just hits him back, and he just starts going to town on the
And
music,
then he just jams.
and he just jams. It's the only thing that keeps this guy sane and like contained. I just think that is all of that is just
Max has been through it all. He's been
through
right next to a sail barge explosion. He's
I
done with the huts. He's whatever.
I love it. And so
was
yeah,
great.
Dylan, you were saying though, he recruits Chrysanthemum, which is dope.
Recruits Chrysanthemum, and he's like, "Hey man, I can pay you." And I was talking to you about this a bit last night, Levi, but Boba sees what's her name, the Twi'lek,
Garsa Fwip.
He sees her try to de-escalate the situation with Black Chrysanthemum, and it doesn't work at all. So he's like, you know what? Maybe I should hire this guy instead of trying to make him my enemy.
I think he went there to hire him to begin with.
Did he know he's there?
Yeah, I think that was my read of it. Is he went there to hire him?
Okay, I thought he just was going down there. He didn't. Was there a line or something that?
Well, they talk about needing more muscle and stuff at multiple points in this episode. I just assumed that he was going there because the way he just turns and leaves, like he was there for.
Like he was there just for Black Chrysanthemum.
Yeah, he's like it was worth a shot.
It was worth it. Great. So anyway, then they pull all the crime families together of Mos Espa, and I love this scene. The Rancor coming through the floor.
Oh my god!
All the different stuff, music, the way Boba Fett goes like. The way he's moving. Great.
And that leads up to what I really truly want to see. I really want to truly see this.
There it is. It's gonna happen.
I think we'll see it soon.
I had to throw that in there.
Yeah, I think we'll see it soon. The way he like feeds this massive Rancor this tiny bit of chicken.
Oh god, through the plate. It's great. Yeah, But it wasn't just it was the way he spoke to it as he drops it down. Was like, oh, this is his new bantha.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, he says he wants to be seen.
And I don't know. I just love how like you just say everyone was getting ready to leave, and then Rancor comes up, and they're like, maybe we'll stay.
The plates move on. Yeah.
So the ending, and I think this is where we should start bringing people in. So guys, if you want to talk to us, let's change let's put the link in. The ending here is what I think is going to spark the most discussion. He says, we got to hire some people. And Fennec goes, you can get credits if you know where to look. You can get people. And then that Mando theme cues. And he's thinking, I'm like, here we go. So I think, let's bring some people in and talk about all the possibilities.
I was gonna. Can I start this off with one quick question? My question would be: do we think next week that Boba Fett is going to go off-world to find these other, bounty hunters, or do we think he's going to send off a message outside and stay on Tatooine, and they come to him?
Could be. Well, I have put the StreamYard link into the chat, and I pinned it as well, so you can hit that. I'm going to get rid of the overlay because it ain't going to work. All right. So I guess we're going to be bringing in Dimes a Dollar here.
Dimes.
Give you a 5-second countdown, so get ready. 5, 4,
3, 2, 1. All right, get in here. Oh, there it is.
Hey, what's going on, man?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right.
Oh, you gotta mute us.
Yep.
We're here.
Hey guys.
Oh, we're good.
Can you hear me?
Hey, what's going on, man?
Yeah, hold on. We can hear you, but we can also hear us.
Oh, okay. Here, sorry. Give me 1 second.
All good.
You just gotta close the tab. I've had this problem too.
Yeah, there we go.
There you go.
Yeah, sorry about that.
No problem.
So, how you guys doing today?
Doing well.
Doing great. After that episode, man, I'm doing super
good. Yeah, the episode was so good.
It was.
Honestly, I think it's definitely my second favorite. I still like episode 2 better, but
it's my number 2 as well.
Agreed.
Yeah. People keep saying that. I like this one.
Yeah,
it was very good.
It was really good. And I just wanted to point out something. You guys were talking about how in how Jabba's palace looked like the Battlefront 2 map.
Yeah.
I just want to point out that remember that Slave 1 is in the Takodana map in Battlefront.
I know.
2.
Yeah, it is in the Takodana map, and I didn't. So that stuff. You're absolutely right, and I mean, we can just talk about it. That is a rumor out there that Boba will go to Takodana in this season. That is out there. Not a lot to verify that, but that rumor has been put out on the street as of 6 months ago, a couple months ago. So yeah, you're absolutely right. If he's got to
go get some muscle, why not go to Takodana?
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Dimes, and I think that is very possible. That is very possible. That verges into the potential spoilery territory. So I don't always want to talk about, but you're absolutely right. But yes, that is a thing that may or may not happen in this season.
Yeah.
But who do you think is showing up? Who do you think is showing up next episode?
I'm not sure. I want Bosk to show up and Dengar. Like I want the Empire Strikes Back crew.
ESB crew.
That's what I'm sure. All 5 of them. I still want to see all 5.
Everybody. Just bring in everybody. And like, imagine if we got not necessarily a flashback because he's not going to go to the back to tank, but or at least I don't think, but maybe some kind of some way of like re-showing that scene from Empire with like Vader and the rest of the crew just standing there. I don't know. That would be awesome, but
that would be cool.
Yeah, like Empire is my Star Wars movie. Like that's my favorite one by far, and I just really want to see. I want to see Boss, Dengar, and everybody. That'd be
that scene is so sweet. Like you don't know. I mean, at least when you first see it, you don't know any of these characters' names. They're just cool. They're just cool looking.
So. The names came with the action figures back in the day.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, hey, that's why people like Boba. Like from the very beginning,
for real.
He looked cool, and you didn't know anything about him. You know.
Yeah.
Do you think that Din will have the dark saber?
If Din shows up, which I think he will.
Well, I think that's confirmed at this point.
But I mean, like the Mando music, that basically confirms.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I like. Can you imagine? He just has a lightsaber. Like, is he going to be using?
That's so crazy. I sent that on Discord today, and I was just like, the thought of that is so insane. Because, sorry, keep going.
No, that's all you.
Okay, because the last episode of Mando, where he like obviously Luke comes back and stuff, but we see Mando with the Darksaber, and we didn't get to really focus on that because of all the other stuff going on with Luke and Grogu leaving and all that. But if we see Mando with the Darksaber, that's just gonna be insane. You know, like we haven't seen a Mandalorian holding the Darksaber.
Yeah.
Besides that last episode since Clone Wars, which was like 10 years ago or something.
Right.
And I don't know. I think that's just gonna be so cool. Yeah. And I don't know, like maybe Mandalore will be a part of the show somehow, but I don't really think so. But my theory is I think we could go back to Cloud City in the last episode.
Okay,
that'd be sweet.
Dimes, do you think that we will see Mando in a new ship when he comes?
Yes. I know. Okay, actually, I'm not gonna get into the leaks just in case they're true, but
there's a rumor that's really cool if it's true.
Yeah. I think you guys actually pointed out in your podcast yesterday. Maybe I'm wrong, but
I think we did.
Yeah.
I didn't know about it, and I did, but yes, I didn't realize. And so there's a theory.
Sorry, sometimes we forget that we're doing a video.
You guys are just talking, and you accidentally
pretty much,
yeah. No, I definitely think he's gonna be in a new ship, like because the Razor Crest is done for. So
absolutely.
I don't know, like he's definitely gonna be a new ship. I don't know if it's good that one that's rumored or something else, but
he likes chrome, so
he does. He does like things that shine. Yeah.
My thought process is, if we do, or I do think we're going to see Mando, and do you think in Mando season 3 we'll fill in the gaps between Mando season 2 and when he was in Boba, or do you think Mando season 3 is going to take place farther in the future, right after Boba Fett, or sometime after Boba?
Yeah, I think Mando season 3 is going to be a good bit after Boba, or maybe actually I think it's definitely going to be a decent bit apart from Boba. But I think the start of the season is gonna start right where they ended off in the finale of season 2,
right?
And then there's gonna be some kind of transition. I don't know, but I definitely think Mando season 3 is gonna be all about like Bo-Katan, Darksaber, Mandalore, all that.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Do we think? Oh, sorry.
No, that's our best chance for seeing Mandalore.
Yeah, Dimes, do you think we'll see other Mandalorians in do we think we'll see Bo-Katan or anybody in next week's episode?
Mug says Night Owls.
I don't think we're going to see them in Boba, but definitely in Mando season 3.
Okay. Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And also, I want to talk about that Bo-Katan episode in Mando real quick. You guys were talking about it the other day, and that episode has such cool action. I think it's some of my favorite action of the whole Mando show. It's so cool with like the jetpacks and stuff, and they're flying. I don't like when there's a shot where they like fly down and land on the ship. I think that's so cool. But that episode Who directed that episode?
Bryce
Was it-
Dallas Howard.
Okay, so yeah, so
Who's doing
Well, I
the
think
next episode?
Who's doing the next episode? Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
she
yeah,
is. I
okay,
didn't know
that's
that.
cool. Yeah, I forgot
Oh,
about
great. I love her work.
Yeah, so it's Bryce Dallas Howard, then Filoni, then
Then
Rodriguez.
Rodriguez again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and if I really want to see some jetpack action with Boba.
I do too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
They teased it a little bit
Yeah.
in that last episode.
They
so.
did. Yeah.
I think Boba's going full haywire now that he's full, he's healed. He's completely
yeah, he's healed.
So I think he's
Yeah.
going to go
and
crazy
everything,
now.
yeah.
Thanks, Angie.
Yeah.
And I kind of wanted to see Boba kill the gang with his staff, but hey, I'm not complaining with what we got with Slave One. That was awesome.
Oh,
Yeah, I
man.
don't know.
Yeah.
It was
Blasting
quick,
them like
simple,
that.
and beautiful.
Yeah.
It was, yeah, and the
He
way
spared no expense.
yeah, and the way they showed us Slave One like coming to kill the gang, it was like it started from this different angle and then transitioned to like kind of first person like we're looking through the Slave One's eyes, but at first we kind of saw the gang in the forefront and then like Slave One in the background, and that was just such a cool shot the way they like introduced that.
Yeah, there's a lot of sweet shots
Yeah.
in this episode, I think, compared to the rest of the season. I notably when you're looking up from the Sarlacc and you see the Slave One coming up, it's just beautiful stuff there.
Yeah, it really
It's cool.
is.
Well, Dimes, unfortunately, we do have some other people waiting, and at least I have to go relatively soon. So thank you so much for coming on. We hope to talk to you very soon. Obviously, we see you in the chat. We talk to you on Discord.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you were to rate this episode out of 10 before you go, what would you give it?
I think I'd give it an 8.6.
8.6.
All right,
Yeah.
I like
you go.
that. That's solid.
That's
That's solid.
cool.
Let's see
Yeah,
if we can
awesome,
get up
Dimes.
from there in episode 5.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hopefully.
Hopefully. All right,
See you
thanks,
around,
Dimes.
Dimes.
Thank
See
you.
you guys. Thank you.
All right, so I think up next we got Goat Nation moderator
Nation.
in our StreamYard. So yeah, let's see what he's got to say. What's up, Goat Nation? What's
Hey,
what's
Go
going on?
Nation.
Hey, can you guys hear me all right?
Yep.
Yeah. Another I didn't. Who knew? Goat Nation.
Hey, can you hear
was
me?
Across the
Can you hear me
pond.
all right?
Yep.
Yes, we can.
Can you hear us?
How's it going?
So I just
Oh yeah, he's dealing with the feedback.
Oh, gotcha.
Oh, got it.
Yeah, I
you
can
might have
hear
to
it.
mute the
Yeah.
stream.
I can hear it through the. Oh,
Well, looks like we lost Goat Nation, so I'm gonna get Anchorman in here. If Goat Nation comes back, we can get him on. 3, 2, 1. Anchorman, get ready. What's
Anchorman
going
is on.
man? How you
Hey,
doing?
Anchorman.
Hey,
How
Hi.
you doing?
How's it
Good to
going?
hear you.
sorry what I said earlier in the chat. I was just joking around.
Oh,
I don't even know
I
what he
missed
said in the
it.
chat. did not see it. Yeah, I think because I had seen Goat Nation say he probably did he ban it or did he block it away?
I
don't
was
think
muted.
oh, he was muted. Well, that's why we didn't see it.
Okay.
Sorry about that. I don't know what you said, but it's okay. Whatever. How were you feeling about this episode, man?
I like it.
All
Pretty
right,
good
yeah.
stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
It has been great.
Would you say
and-
was your favorite episode of the season?
Sure.
No. Thinking so too.
That's cool.
All right. Who do you
Sorry,
think?
I'm
Who
just
do you think?
nervous.
No, you're good.
No, not a problem.
Yeah.
You're good. Who do you think is most likely to show up in the next episode outside of Mando?
I maybe Bo-Katan, but I really doubt it. But
Hey, she
I
is getting
just-
her own series
Yeah.
allegedly.
Yeah.
So
that's
if they
I don't
want to,
see
you
Grogu
know,
showing up.
no,
Grogu?
yeah, I don't think. Grogu's-
That'd be
Yeah.
crazy. Grogu
Luke
comes walking down
Skywalker and Grogu.
Down the
Yeah,
streets of
imagine they
Mustard.
last episode again. Luke Skywalker comes and saves the day.
Do we? I was going to say. Do you think we are going to see more than one bounty hunter, more than Din Djarin, get picked up next week?
Dengar?
Do you think Dengar? Yep.
Dengar.
Yeah,
Dingo is
yeah.
possible.
Yep.
I don't know. I don't think of all the bounty hunters.
He rescued
actually,
him in Legends.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think
there is the connection.
I said this on the podcast, I think,
Mhm.
but I think Dengar is the least likely, only because he is the only one
Bosk.
of that ESB crew to
Mhm.
have his face there. And
Right.
in Clone Wars and Battlefront and all of the expanded media, he is
Mhm.
voiced by Simon Pegg, who does like this
Yeah.
very specific, and Simon Pegg's a big name, and he does this
Right.
very specific,
Mhm.
Australian
Yeah.
kind of voice
Right.
for him. And if in live action it's like a different guy, I think it's much easier to just get a suit for Bosk or a droid makeup for Forlom or et cetera, IG-88.
Yeah.
Maybe they got Simon Pegg in for the role.
Maybe. I mean, if they did that,
We don't know.
If they did it, that'd be so cool. Imagine
That'd
if
be
Simon
insane.
Pegg played
Yeah.
Would be
Dengar in live
hysterical.
action.
Man also wears like a diaper, so I don't know.
It'd be cool. Yeah, his face is
I got
alright.
Bosk first. I got Bosk first.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Well, out of 10, what do you think you would give this episode?
How about an 8?
An 8? Yeah, I mean,
8.
Okay.
Yeah.
solid. It's very solid.
That's cool.
How are you feeling about like the way they're changing Boba up? Like, how did you have like a certain?
I think they're
perception of Boba?
humanizing him.
For sure.
Yeah.
Do you like it compared to like what you might have thought about Boba before?
He was very quiet and just brooding.
Right. Yeah, it would have been. I'm glad they changed him around because that wouldn't have
Yeah.
made for a very interesting show.
People
Right.
say he should be more brooding, but I think it humanized him.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
episode really, especially, they sort of explained it more, so hopefully people are able to see past it.
Yeah.
Do you, oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say, Anchorman, do you think we're going to see Cad Bane at some point?
Maybe.
Maybe. Okay.
Could
That's a
be.
maybe.
Yeah. Hey, I mean, Dave
Okay.
Filoni's doing the penultimate episode, so
Yeah. Well,
I'm gonna guess so.
yeah, Anchorman. We do have 2 more people waiting, and so I do because I'm already running a little bit late here, but it's okay. Thank you for showing up, and
Sorry if I
hopefully
upset you guys earlier, but we're good.
no,
No, you didn't upset
good.
anyone. We didn't even know that you said anything.
Yeah,
so.
it is
Okay.
all
That's
good.
good.
There's no problem. Hopefully next time, you can come on next time. You keep talking in the chat, and we can talk some more. But yeah, we're gonna get to some other people. But thank you, man,
Have a
for
good
coming
day.
on.
Thank you. Thanks a lot,
We
man.
You
appreciate
too,
it.
man. Thanks for coming through. Good man, that anchor man.
All right, so
Uh,
I do see Spearmint in there. He's waiting, but Goat Nation technically was first. Do you want to grab in Goat and then do Spearmint last?
Yeah, that makes sense. Hang in there, Spearmint.
Hang in,
get ya.
Spearmint. We'll get
All
you.
right, Go Nation, you're coming in.
Hey,
What's going on,
sorry,
man? How
I
you
accidentally
doing?
closed
Sorry.
my tab, so
Was
Oh,
it
all
the
good.
audio feedback and you were trying to get
yeah,
the,
it
that's
was
what I
kind of
thought.
confusing me, but I think I got it sorted out now. I just
I-
kind of muted the YouTube tab.
Yeah, I remember the first time I ever came on to StreamYard, I was just
Yeah.
so confused because I was hearing the back. I heard myself like I was like, "Oh, what's going on?"
Yeah,
I was hearing,
yeah.
It's I knew immediately. I was like,
Same
"That's
thing.
probably what it is."
Same thing.
So how you doing, Goat
Yeah.
Nation?
I'm
Newly-
good. How are you?
Newly christened moderator of the chat.
Nice to
Oh,
put
yeah,
a
Congrats.
face to the face.
Appreciate
to
it.
the name. There you go.
Yeah. I was just kind of wondering. Like I'm a bit confused how like Fennec Shand is like so loyal to Boba. Like I know they've explained it, but like I'm just kind of just judging from the episode. I just don't know. Like she kind of seems like, yeah, I don't know, because during the episode she was kind of like loyal to him. Oh, sorry, wasn't like kind of like it was just kind of doing like one job, but yeah.
Right.
Sorry.
I completely
Yeah.
agree with you there. I definitely agree that was always one of my big concerns and questions on how she was going to make that transition. I kind of got from, especially from this episode myself, was that she just felt comfortable with the option that he supplied her, and she may never have had that opportunity or that chance to do that sort of thing. Is where I was feeling from that a little bit, and
Right.
which is cool.
Well, also, we
Yeah,
might
I
get
was
to
just
see
kind of-
sort of a different side of Fennec. Then she might even know that he saved her. So
Yep.
maybe
Yeah,
because she
true.
does
just
probably
kind
feel
of-
the obligation to stick
yeah.
around. So
I was
But they
just kind
didn't
of
show it, though.
wondering how she became so loyal to him so quickly.
Yeah,
Well,
Like
I
yeah.
don't know. I think that after Boba says, "I'm gonna offer you something no one else ever had." I'm gonna
Yeah.
pledge- I will lay down my life for you, and I
Mm.
think that's probably the difference.
Yeah.
It's not just a job; it's more, and
Yeah.
it's also even if because she is still this master assassin, he's offering her a lot of power, and I think the interest of hey, come rule this crime family with me. That's definitely a promotion over working for other people,
I
and
mean, he lays it
yeah.
out pretty good too. He's
Yeah,
like, hey,
yeah.
a lot of
Yeah.
people die in our field. Like, might
Yeah.
as well do it a different way.
working
But
for
hey-
scumbags.
yeah. Who do you think's showing up?
Also-
Oh, go ahead. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
No. I was just kind of wondering how they would like like get Cad Bane in this show, like how he would pop up basically.
I have a theory. I have a theory.
Go ahead, Brent. I mean, yeah.
My theory is that it'll be the Pikes that hire Cad Bane while Boba Fett hires Din Djarin and everybody else.
Yeah.
That's my theory. What about yourself?
I don't really know. Yeah, I reckon.
Okay.
I reckon we're on the same page.
Okay.
Yep. Pikes, I think, is the way in.
I definitely think he'll be hired by someone.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's probably going to be the Pikes. Yeah.
That's what it feels like. At this point in time. Yeah.
Yeah. But like also like the Crimson Dawn.
I hope so.
I'm not sure. Like if is it Kira?
Kira.
Kira.
Yeah, Kira. If she's gonna pop up in the show either. But how many episodes do we have left? Like 2.
We got 3.
Three. So yeah, I don't know. Yeah. They probably
that could be a cool end reveal for season 2.
I reckon they probably could bring in a lot of character like cameos. But yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of
hey,
that,
no more flashbacks, really. So we're going full steam ahead,
and no more trailers either. We've got through all the trailers. We've done all.
I was also kind of wondering, like at the start, like they were so secret about like giving away anything in the show. They were saying like the first episode is going to be like tons of stuff going on. Like, I remember watching the stream. They were like saying, like in the trailers that they gave us, it was only from the first episode.
Yeah, that was a lie.
Yeah.
But it's possible
I think it was kind of like a lie
didn't know more, because I believe the first TV spot type of trailer we got was just the first episode stuff. So who knows?
Yeah, like we did get a couple scenes from other episodes, but I don't know. I'm not sure what. Yeah, I don't know. I'm pretty sure they just kind of.
I always take what. I always take what a filmmaker says about the pilot or the series with a loose grain of salt, because it goes through so many changes, and even a director from one episode can have think it's going one direction, and the series creation takes in another slightly different direction. Because in the way it's advertised.
From them not giving us much away, I kind of thought going into the series that like second or first episode there was going to be like a giant cameo. Of course, there was Black Chrysanthemum, but
right.
Which has been pretty cool thus far.
It's been a cool,
it's been pretty cool. I will defend what he said about it not having any filler. I don't think any of the episodes have contained
no filler.
No, not at all.
Like I actually don't mind episode 2, like too much. Oh, sorry, episode 3. Sorry.
3.
Right.
Well, they've all been good.
Yeah. I reckon. Yeah, I reckon it's all been good.
I think it's the all killer part that people latched on a little too hard to, including myself.
And even then, I think if you're the creator of this show, and I said this the other day, if you're in the editing bay looking at Boba with a Rancor, Black Chrysanthemum, and the Pike train, him in the Sarlacc pit, and then this episode with blasting the, everything about this episode, I could say how you could make that statement.
Well, also they know how it ends. They know what comes in the next 3 episodes. So
it's also shot over a year ago too. And
true.
You get excited about your product. I mean, that's it. They're genuinely excited about their product.
Yeah.
So when they say things, it's people make slight errors, but other people tend to take it in a different direction. Sometimes it's like,
well, this is going to be a really big year for Star Wars. We got like Obi-Wan coming out. Well, like we have a ton of stuff coming out, basically.
Yes, we do. And it's going to be insane. So, what would you rate this episode as your before you leave here? What would you rate out of 10? I now for real this time, not 6.7.
No, I'm actually gonna be real this time. I reckon it was a like either an I reckon it was an 8.6.
All right.
Same with
I like it.
Yeah.
8.6.
All right. Well, it's all been positive so far.
A lot of positive.
Thank you for coming in. We're gonna pull Spearmint in now.
Thanks, man.
So, Goat Nation, the Roblox God. Yeah, go check out Goat Nation's YouTube channel. Almost.
You shouldn't.
He almost has as many subs as us. That's not a joke, guys. He has like 800 subs.
I don't even know
awesome.
that many subs. Anyway,
nice.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for coming in, Goat. Hope to see you.
Do I just click Leave Studio?
I can do it for you.
Yeah, no, you're good, man.
All right, yeah.
But thank you. All right.
All right. Well,
Goat, if you're hearing this, I appreciate you. All right, and finally, Spearmint. After waiting for 15 minutes, bringing in Spearmint.
What's going on?
Hey,
how's it going, man?
Hey guys, last but not least, I guess you can hear me just fine.
Yeah.
Hi, sorry, it's the first time I've been here. Actually, no, I tuned in to the Cobra Kai video. Were you guys there?
Oh yeah, yeah.
You did
that.
Yeah. So I think that was the first time I saw that your channel came back. So yeah, nice talking to you guys. Pretty awesome.
Nice talking to you. Thank you for coming in.
You too, man.
So what do you think about this episode? How you feeling?
Well, quick question. When did you watch it? Did you watch it when it came out, like right away, or?
Yeah,
right
we watched it. Right when it comes out.
After some technical difficulties.
Oh God, yeah. Johnny was trying to control it with his phone on the Roku. It was so bad.
Yeah, no, I typically work overnight, so I woke up like 2-something in the morning here, and I was like, oh dang, a new episode's coming out. So
that's pretty sweet. Yeah, what a way to wake up.
I gotta say, my expectations they dropped a bit after episode 3. Because I was just like, I definitely was someone who wasn't a big fan of the Power Ranger little thing, and it almost seemed like Star Wars wasn't understanding their own character. I'm not the biggest Boba Fett fan, but at the same time, it's like I kind of knew what made him a great character, and I didn't really see that up until episode 4. I loved, of course, the tie-in with the Tusken Raiders. That was just a new twist. You kind of like personalizing a character that was very flat and just like just villains basically in the Star Wars universe. But yeah, no, I really love how they kind of tied together the Mandalorian episode. They tied together episode 6, technically, just getting all these different perspectives. So I love the episode. Like I said, it's the first thing I watched Wednesday morning. We're still Wednesday, right?
Yeah, we're still on Wednesday.
Yeah, yeah. I think you put together great, and this episode definitely gave me more faith that they know what they're doing.
Yeah,
they know what I don't know, like they know that the shift of Boba is a shift. It's not how they've always perceived the character.
Yeah.
And moving forward too, there's going to be a lot more to be explained. So
yeah,
I'm back on track.
It's interesting with Disney Plus because with Netflix, you can just binge a series. So you don't like an episode. Oh, well, I'll watch the next episode and then you'll possibly like it then. But something I experienced, I don't know if you guys watched WandaVision when it was coming out or it came out, but every week, like the first 2 weeks, people were like, this show's slow, nothing's going on. And then later it picked up. So
slow burn.
Basically. So after episode 3 of, Boba Fett, I was like, okay, well, it's not going to stay, this way. Like it's going to pick up. You can have one, one episode that's not going to appeal to everyone. I kind of forget. I feel like people kind of forget Star Wars is still like a children's show.
Yeah,
if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, there are different audiences that they're targeting. So, I don't know what to say. Like I was really pleased with everything. I also just kind of want to shout out, you guys have some pretty awesome backdrops. I just see the books, or I don't know.
When you say that, I immediately go to Dylan's. I'm like, I think Brett and I
see Levi's. It's like,
Hey, well, I see you with the Karate Kid poster there too. That's pretty sweet.
Yeah. I'm trying to get a Star Wars one. I got a 1917 one as well, but the Star Wars one's going to go in the corner there eventually. But yeah, this is my little rooms.
I appreciate it. It's taken a lot to build up this.
It's taking me longer.
Hold on. Here's Spearman's gonna get a special guest appearance.
Hello.
Johnny.
Hey, Johnny.
Hello. What's going on? How we doing, everybody?
Hey.
Welcome, Spearman. Thanks for coming on, man.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, so
I just kind of came in, so do your thing.
Thank you for coming on. Thank you, Johnny. Did you get rid of the 5-person overlay? Okay, never mind. No overlay for us.
No, I didn't. I did. Yes,
you did get. Why do you get rid of things? Leave it in. Leave it in.
You deleted it from the. Oh my god!
It's
chapter 3. I wasn't gonna put it on.
This guy deletes everything.
No,
the whole thing.
The whole thing.
Hold on. So Spearman.
All right, go back.
The episode.
Go ahead.
Who do you think is showing up in the next episode after hearing that Mando theme at the end? Do you think it's just Mando, or you think it maybe some other characters?
I think it's just I shouldn't say it's just Mando, but I don't think Luke's showing up. I think people are, I don't know. I just don't see him showing up for this season or this series. I kind of like that he just made an appearance and then we can imagine what he's doing. I don't think we always need to show Luke on screen as much.
Don't overdo it, I guess.
Do you think Spearmint, do you think we're going to be going off-world, off Tatooine for this next story?
That's a good question. I mean, we're more than halfway through the series, so it's like you already set up this world. This is where the narrative's going to take place.
Right, correct, yeah.
So at least for this series, just stay in Tatooine.
Okay.
You know, if you want to leave the last 20 minutes of the series to you know, hype up something new, next season.
Yeah,
I would say that would be a good idea, but I don't see them going off world.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah,
yeah.
Maybe. Hey, no, I don't know. Like,
you know what? We don't know.
Well,
we don't know.
I just the way they emphasized
I know I did it, but it feels like I said something controversial.
No, you did not. You did not.
No.
You did not.
I'm just thinking, like,
you to feel that way. You did not.
For me, the way they establish, okay, he's got the ship, and now it's implied, okay, then the events of an episode of Mandalorian where he does go off world happen. He uses the ship to get off world.
Yeah. He's already been off world at this point in time.
And so, like, it like when you're writing that in my head, like, you establish to the audience, okay, he has this vehicle now. You have a vehicle now, and when you're writing, in which to get him somewhere else. So I think maybe we could see an off-world appearance. But I think you're absolutely right that they established this is Tatooine. Literally, here is the video game map of all of the pieces of Mos Espa. This is what you're dealing with, and so I think you're absolutely right that it could stay on Tatooine.
Yeah, I don't know why I feel like it reminds me in there's so many episodes. In episode 7, The Force Awakens, when they first found the Falcon and they're just kind of flying over the desert sands of Jakku.
Jakku, yeah.
I feel like they're just gonna do something like that. They're just gonna have like a space or on Tatooine's air.
Here you go.
Battle thing.
Maybe what happens is Boba doesn't leave, but the next episode's cold opens. You're with Mando, and then Mando gets a call from Boba, and then he goes to Tatooine.
I don't want them to do a call.
And so
it's all connected.
Maybe it's like that.
Do you think Boba would ever send Fennec Shan on Slave One to go off world?
Maybe.
It's possible.
I think he trusts her.
That'd be a big trust thing, wouldn't it? What do you think, Spearmint?
It's interesting. First of all, I didn't even know Cad Bane was still alive. So
well, technically we don't.
Technically.
Well, for now,
yeah.
You know, I guess that's
true. Sorry. To answer your question, yeah, of course, I think so. I don't know if we've seen any flashbacks, or not flashbacks, but we've always we've seen a lot of flashbacks, but we've always followed. It was just Boba, right? Like, we never went to another perspective or anything like that.
Right? No, you got. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah,
I do wonder if that is a possibility. Like, there's nothing stopping it. It's just that so far, it's like they set up a. Basically like the blueprint, like, you know, for these past 4 episodes, it's always been with Boba.
Yeah.
So would they do that, or would they change things up?
It's on my mind because of in that one Bad Batch episode where you're following Hera and Cham the whole time, and then the Bad Batch only just make a cameo in the episode
in their own.
Yeah, I forgot about that. That's right. Yeah, they just kind of show up for a second there. Yeah.
See, I asked that question only because it's like, would Boba be kind of afraid to leave the palace at this point, because we know what he lost before when he left the his group, his tribe. He lost them all. So that seems like we might be seeing him fixed on the planet.
Yeah, almost like a separation anxiety. That actually makes sense.
Yeah.
Sure.
Maybe it goes that way. Yeah.
I was gonna say they didn't show much of the Power Rangers. I don't know what happened.
I swear they edited them out.
They said that they were out scouring.
Oh, they did too.
Yeah, they were looking for. They were out looking for.
I do say Power Rangers, but I do have one of these, Tommy. So
okay, best one.
Green Ranger.
Green Ranger.
It is out of the box. I know that's not everyone's.
That's okay. That's okay. Cool. I'm an out of box guy. Levi is not. Levi.
Levi's a crazy person.
I could never. I just can't.
He has a bubble.
I am.
I
do. Yeah, it has a box in a protector.
Levi buys posable figures just to leave them in a plastic case. So.
Maybe I have problems. We don't know.
I don't have anything crazy in my drum at the moment, but I do have this. So.
Oh, yeah, nothing crazy.
Maybe we'll be seeing
episode.
Okay,
crazy.
Spearmint, you have been a great guest, as
all
of you have
been.
Thank
you so much.
Awesome.
There's one person left, so we do want to get to them. But before you leave, if you had to rate it out of 10, what would you give it?
Out of 10, yeah, I would say it's an 8. Yeah, I would
A lot of
say
eights,
an
a lot of
eight.
positive.
Seems to
Lot
be
of
the
eight.
theme.
Yeah,
Seems to
lot
be
of
the
eight
theme.
there.
Yeah,
huh?
there's definitely room for improvement, and
Yeah.
it's definitely improved since last episode. So
3 episodes to get
I
it.
think we would agree.
Let's get it up to a 10.
Yep, for
All
sure.
right, anyways,
All right.
thanks for having
Thanks
me.
again,
I'll,
Spearman.
Thanks so much,
I'll
man.
stop
Thank
by
you.
in the future.
Yeah,
sometime.
Take care, man.
We
All
hope
right, take
we hope
care.
you see you around.
Yeah.
Newer
Oh,
subscriber.
Whoops.
It's
Sorry.
okay.
I did.
Well,
All right.
Oh,
Oh, good.
No,
Oh,
Justin.
no.
Hold on. We're fine. Just
one
in
more.
time. The last guest.
Okay.
Fitting close to his name. He is just
There you
in
go.
time.
Justin.
Hello.
Just in time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice. Nice.
I'm gonna put some dirt in your eye.
Is this
Justin?
just hello? Just the
He's
audio?
just playing the
All right.
clip.
All right.
He's-
Hello?
Should we close it like this?
Yeah, I think so. All
Well,
right,
thank
guys. Well,
Everyone.
thank you.
With our
For
special
watching.
guest just in time.
Special guest just in time. Thank you for
All right.
watching, Johnny,
Thanks.
making a special
Thanks,
guest
guys.
appearance. Brent, thank you
Brent,
for coming on.
Brent,
And
Thank you for having me on, guys. It was
Brent
fun once
Grover.
again. Yeah,
the
absolutely.
chat, you were killing it
Nicely
today.
done.
We love all of you. Wait,
Oh my
he's
God.
really- that's really just it's really just playing a thing. All right, guys.
We're gonna copyright it. End it.
Yeah, we're gonna copyright it. We'll see you on the next one.